When you listen to rhythms of varying degrees, there's a neighbor right here. I turn off all the sound here. That's good therapy too, Andy Griffin. Get on Netflix and you can see every episode. I know this feeling with these shows that's I just don't see it now. Anyway, this rhythm coming from a song I hear from a neighbor over there. Just the way the beat of it, the rhythm of it, the bass of it keeps repeating a sound, and just a few notes, and repeats that sound, and repeats that sound. I don't know what the words or anything else of the sound, the music is, but that beat right there, will just set in your head, and then later on that day, that sound, you'll think of that sound, and you wonder what kind of word was being given to you when that was going on. What kind of music, what's being played in there, You realize that's very dangerous stuff to be listening to if you don't know what all's in it. And I guarantee you, there would be nothing godly there, nothing heavenly there. It's all essentially materialized, earthbound greed all mixed in there. And that's all it is. That's all it'll ever get you. That's just a thought. There's some other thoughts too, I'm wearing these eyeglasses, but they've really screwed up my eyes, because they're worse off than they were. They've never been better, America's Best eyeglasses. I think I've said something about them before, but it's really true. I can see a difference. It's changed. And with my good eye, I definitely don't like that. There's no point in doing something to mess up someone's eyes. And the glasses, they know how to do that. Such as people are in this world, just to make a buck. Be impressive, for the corporations, and wow, they'll give you bonus bucks, vacations, just like they do doctors with all the medicines they prescribe from Big Pharma. Oh, well, you've done well this month. You'll find your check, as usual, at the end of the month, and there will be a little surprise for you. And gee, look at this bonus check, and it's a vacation? So I need you to change my appointments right there, because there's something very important come up right now. It has to do with my training school. Something new come up, and I've got to go. So cancel all these appointments during these 3 weeks. Well, next year, if I keep this up, I'll get 4. I'll get a whole week a whole month vacation in Hawaii, and all expenses are paid. I can play golf. Too bad you didn't come over to Kurt Justin so he could show you what to get you on that golf like you've never played it before. Now, I may put the glasses on to see this right here, because my right eye with that lens they put in, it's not as good as it was, and it's just been months and not even a year, and it's like what shit, you can't. I can make out whatever, but there's no reading and there's no clarity. It's just like it's got a blur over it, and it's like when I just had that cataract was supposed to be coming over my eye, and this is going to help fix the situation, blah, blah, blah. Well, hey, what the hell is this? I mean, how can that be happening on this now? How are they either the same? So just questions I have to ask. certain people. It just looks like here. It's like I was up last night about 2 o'clock. Woke up and I had these thoughts. It was before that time, actual. And it just these thoughts, these dreams, where they were taking me. It's like, and then I'm thinking about it, and I can understand it, and I'm trying to lay it out in that understanding, to where you can understand it, where you could hear and the words to you, and it doesn't matter what kind of level it is, because it just blends, and there's understanding there, or something in particular, and I think that's, I lay there and I'm going back, just, but there it comes again, and it's playing more, and I can see, I can understand it, and I can give into it, I can give to it, and I can find pleasure in that, and it's nothing with any kind of greed. I mean, it's just loving, it's just sharing. Yeah, it's like an avalanche of papers, kind of size and weight, that would never do you any harm. That's the way it is. Now, a little what I've written here too. Celestial heaven. There's some religions who speak of their celestial heaven and the thoughts that they've been told about it. This is the way it is, when you die, and you go into heaven, a celestial place. We don't take this body, but this spirit inside, what's alive inside, that was created by the DNA of the creator of all. Wow. That's pretty intense. So it's of which I speak. Now, the celestial heaven is it's a beautiful thought, and only a thought that sends your minds and softens the trip here on this dear earth, created by the Creator Himself, the Creator of all. The one I speak of goes by to the beginnings of the beginning of everything itself. A place where, in the beginnings of a prayer, the holiest name, our Father, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Is it really that hard to understand that command? Again, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Wow. Now, what a earth that would truly be. Celestial heaven being lived right here on earth. A great practitioner of life to so lovingly give I to you. Imagine then when we pass away, what a even more than can we imagine beauty beyond any heavenly place to live out eternally? Yes, that's exactly where I want to live. And all I ask is to let this dream of heavenly thoughts come to be. So easy, even right at this moment in time, to let it be. So long in coming, just let it be, by becoming holy men and holy women. When I think of Christ and what His life meant to all life on this, the created earth, for His the Creator Father's will to be here, right before us, to be, breathe, even as we do now, but with the understanding that it is the will of the Father from heaven that allows us the grace of living, being alive on this created earth, to be in peace and love and willing and living in the will of the Father as it is in heaven. I'm really glad I got up from bed and sleep at 2 o'clock. I was being tsunamied by these thoughts. Thank you, Father, for giving me that nudge. And thank you, Father, for these eternal thoughts. And the story goes on. Yes, it's not just a celestial heaven, like celestial only, but an earthly heaven present because of the will of the Father that says it is to be so as it is written. Dearest Christ, loving one, brought a gift unsurpassed by any human being. With him he owned a key that was let out by his blood, that gave the saving grace to all men and women alike. And we only have to live it, follow it, to be one with him and the Creator, Father in heaven. So easy by following rules meant to be pleasant to each and every one. Thou shalt not what? Realize that there is indeed someone so great who not only lovingly made us in his image, but placed us all inside a soul gift of his grace that has been connected by his gift of life from Christ, a very loving Son. The gift he gave. But think for just a brief moment if Christ would have had these thoughts, and we know he did, clearly by his actions, that he stepped up and gave all he had and owned to bring this most precious gift of life's grace to all, not leaving out a single soul. But what if he had kept these thoughts in his mind and lived out his life, dreaming of a dream of his heaven only in his mind, but never once sharing this most precious gift of loving grace that can only be from his dream of a very heavenly place? But knowing his future, which would end his life on earth, he did give in and gave all he had so that we may live in peace, lovingly, sharing in all our lives and happiness in the will of the Father on earth as it is in heaven. He opened the doors of heaven, bringing enlightenment to any and all that had eyes to see, ears to hear, happening right at this very moment. Breathe it in. Sweet grace, do come to everyone. Just let it in and let it be. So think you all now, precious thoughts, of the will of the Father to be on earth as it is in heaven, happening right at this very moment. Just like last night, it's still there. Something so alive, this grace will capture everyone that is exposed to it and spread. Let it be then so. Spread to covering the earth, so then his will, well, we will all be living in it, and naturally so. But we just can't sit here in this dream to come to be and do not anything about it, or it'll never come to pass. We must all do a part and become in